Today is another opportunity, another blank page in the book of your life. And how you start your day matters. What you say to yourself before stepping out into the world determines the kind of impact you'll make. So let's talk about 9 things you should tell yourself every single day. Before the world tries to convince you otherwise, remind yourself you are enough. Your worth is not determined by external achievements, it is inherent. When you believe that, you stop seeking validation and start showing up as your true self. You are not here by accident. You have something unique to contribute, even if you haven't discovered it yet. Purpose isn't always about what you do, it's about who you are and how you show up in the world. You can't control what happens to you, but you can control how you respond. Every challenge is an opportunity to practice patience, resilience, and grace. You are not a victim of circumstance. You are the author of your response. Mistakes are not failures, they are lessons. Every day you are learning, evolving, and becoming a better version of yourself. Progress, not perfection, is the goal. What you focus on expands. If you expect negativity, you will find it, but if you look for opportunities, solutions, and reasons to be grateful, your entire perspective shifts. Many people self-sabotage because deep down, they don't believe they deserve happiness or success. You do. You are allowed to experience joy, love, and abundance. Own it. Life will test you. It will throw curveballs your way, but you have survived everything up to this point, and you will keep going. Tough times don't last. Resilient people do. Hustle culture tells you that rest is weakness. That's a lie. Rest is fuel. Rest is where clarity is found. A well-rested mind makes better decisions. Take care of yourself so you can give your best to the world. Fear will always be present, but it doesn't have to control you. Every great achievement begins with someone deciding to take a step forward despite the fear. Today, let that person be you. So as you step into the world today, remember, the most important conversation you will have is the one you have with yourself. Make sure it empowers you, because the words you repeat become the life you live. The way we speak to ourselves is one of the most powerful forces shaping our lives. It might seem simple, even trivial, but the truth is that our inner dialogue has a profound impact on how we experience the world. Every word we say to ourselves, whether consciously or unconsciously, carries weight. It informs our perceptions, influences our decisions, and determines how we respond to challenges. Self-talk isn't just a passing thought, it's the constant repetitive narrative that runs in the background of our minds, often unnoticed. It's the voice that comments on our actions, the judgments we make about ourselves, and the way we assess our progress. What we tell ourselves day in and day out creates our reality. Think of self-talk as the filter through which we interpret the world. If your self-talk is negative, filled with self-doubt or criticism, then that's the lens you see everything through. You'll likely interpret challenges as signs of failure, every misstep as confirmation of your inadequacy. You might even miss opportunities because your inner dialogue is constantly telling you that you're not ready or not good enough. On the other hand, when your self-talk is positive and affirming, when you speak to yourself with kindness, encouragement, and patience, everything changes. The world looks different through that lens. Challenges become opportunities for growth, and obstacles are seen as stepping stones. Positive self-talk doesn't mean you're blind to the difficulties in your life. Rather, it means you're more focused on solutions than problems, on strength rather than weakness. The most successful people in the world, those who achieve greatness in their careers, relationships, and personal lives, understand the power of self-talk. They speak to themselves as if they were their own best friend. When they face adversity, they don't tell themselves that they can't handle it. Instead, they remind themselves that they've overcome challenges before and they can do it again. Their internal dialogue fuels their confidence and drives them towards success. This is the essence of self-empowerment. When you change the way you speak to yourself, you change the way you show up in the world. Your inner dialogue sets the tone for your actions. If you tell yourself that you're capable, that you're worthy, and that you're strong, your actions will reflect that. You'll take more risks, speak up more often, and approach each day with a sense of purpose. On the other hand, if you constantly criticize yourself, if you tell yourself that you'll never succeed or that you don't deserve the good things in life, then your actions will align with those beliefs. You'll hold back, second guess yourself, and stay stuck in patterns of self-doubt and fear. The impact of self-talk extends beyond just our personal feelings. It also influences the way others perceive us. Our inner dialogue shapes our outward demeanor. People can sense confidence, strength, and positivity. When you believe in yourself, others believe in you too. On the other hand, if you consistently speak poorly of yourself, others may start to doubt you as well. The way you talk to yourself broadcasts an energy to the world, and that energy is magnetic. But here's the key. The good news is that self-talk is something you can control. It is not something that is fixed or set in stone. It's a habit. And like any habit, it can be changed. You have the power to rewrite the script in your mind. You can replace self-doubt with self-belief, self-criticism with self-compassion. Every time you catch yourself thinking negatively, you have the opportunity to replace that thought with a more empowering one. It takes practice, yes, it takes awareness. But over time, positive self-talk becomes your default. It becomes second nature. You begin to truly believe that you are enough, that you are worthy of success, love, and happiness. And when you believe it, you act accordingly. So starting today, pay attention to the words you say to yourself, choose them wisely, speak to yourself with kindness, encouragement, and belief. Your thoughts create your reality, and your reality is the sum of the beliefs you hold. If you want to change your world, start by changing the way you speak to yourself. You have the power within you. Use it. Your thoughts are the foundation of your life. Build them with care because the life you live tomorrow begins with the thoughts you think today. In a world that often equates success with results, it's easy to get caught up in the chase for external achievements. Whether it's career milestones, financial gains, or social validation, we are often taught that success is a direct reflection of what we have accomplished, what we own, or how we compare to others. While results are important, the truth is that success doesn't start with a goal or an outcome. It starts with identity. Your identity, the person you believe you are, shapes everything about your life. It governs your choices, your behavior, and your actions. When you focus too much on outcomes, you risk losing sight of the most important aspect of your journey, who you are becoming in the process. The reason why identity is more important than outcome is simple. Who you are will always dictate what you do and how you do it. If you identify as someone who is successful, driven, and capable, your actions will naturally align with that identity. You won't need to force yourself to take action because the person you are becoming will propel you forward. Success will follow as a byproduct of who you are, not because you're desperately trying to chase an end result. Let's break this down further. Imagine you set a goal to lose weight or build a successful business. If your focus is only on the outcome, then your identity is tied to a result that may or may not come. You become so focused on the number on the scale or the profits in your bank account that you lose sight of what's really important, the person you are becoming through the process. What happens when you hit a setback or a roadblock? You might start questioning your worth, your abilities, and your potential. The outcome becomes the measure of your self-worth, and when it's not achieved, it feels like a personal failure. Now, let's flip that perspective. Instead of focusing solely on the end results, shift your focus to who you are becoming in the pursuit of that goal. If you identify as someone who values health, commitment, and consistency, then losing weight becomes less about the number on the scale and more about the lifestyle you are cultivating. Every healthy choice you make, every exercise routine you stick to, and every meal you prepare is an affirmation of the identity you're building. The outcome in this case will come naturally because you are becoming the type of person who values and practices health. This concept applies to every area of life, not just personal development goals. Think about your career, your relationships, or even your creative pursuits. When you focus on becoming the person who aligns with your goals, you approach your work with a sense of purpose and fulfillment. You're not simply chasing a paycheck or a title. You're evolving into a leader, a collaborator, a creator. Your actions will reflect this growth, and success will be a natural consequence. of the person you've become. One of the most powerful aspects of focusing on identity over outcome is that it gives you resilience. When you identify with a vision of who you're becoming, the inevitable setbacks and challenges won't knock you off course. You will view obstacles as opportunities to refine your identity further. If you identify as someone who is dedicated, patient, and persistent, then when things don't go as planned, you will continue forward, knowing that failure is not a reflection of who you are, but a stepping stone toward who you're becoming. In this way, identity is the foundation of your success. It allows you to stay grounded in your values, to remain focused on growth, and to keep moving forward, regardless of what the world throws your way. It's the core belief that you are worthy of success, that you have the capacity to grow, and that no external result can ever define you. So instead of waking up every day solely focused on the outcomes you want to achieve, ask yourself, who am I becoming? Focus on nurturing the qualities, mindset, and habits that align with your goals, and let the results take care of themselves. Success will always follow identity. Remember, you don't have to wait for success to define you. You are already worthy, capable, and powerful. Focus on who you are becoming, and the results will follow naturally. Our brains are not static. They are incredibly malleable, able to change, grow, and adapt throughout our lives. This ability is called neuroplasticity, and it means that our thoughts, both conscious and unconscious, have the power to reshape the structure and function of our brains. One of the most powerful tools for harnessing this ability is through daily affirmations. At their core, affirmations are simple statements we repeat to ourselves to challenge and overcome self-sabotaging beliefs or negative thoughts. They are statements of belief, declarations of what we want to embody, and reminders of the person we are striving to become. While affirmations may seem like just positive thinking, the science behind them is grounded in neuroscience. Repeating the right messages to ourselves every day actually rewires our brain, strengthening neural pathways that support confidence, resilience, and vision. Think of your brain as a vast network of pathways, like roads crisscrossing through a city. Every time you think a thought, a neural pathway is formed. The more often you think a thought, the stronger the pathway becomes, making it easier for that thought to be triggered again in the future. If you continually think negative or limiting thoughts, those neural pathways grow stronger, making it harder for positive or empowering thoughts to take hold. On the other hand, by repeating affirmations, you intentionally create new positive neural pathways that serve to reinforce your growth and success. This process of rewiring isn't instantaneous. It takes time. Just like a physical muscle, your brain needs consistent practice to build strength and flexibility. The more you engage in positive self-talk through affirmations, the more your brain will adapt to those thoughts, creating a foundation of confidence, resilience, and purpose. Over time, the more these pathways are reinforced, the more automatic your empowering thoughts will become. For example, imagine you've always struggled with self-doubt. Every time you face a challenge, your first thought might be, I'm not good enough for this, or I can't do it. These thoughts create a neural pathway that makes it more likely that you'll retreat or give up when faced with obstacles. But if you start saying, I am capable, I have the skills and resilience to overcome this challenge, and repeat this affirmation every day, you begin to form a new neural pathway. With time, this new pathway becomes stronger and more accessible. Gradually, your brain starts to believe that you are capable, and you start to act accordingly, approaching challenges with a mindset of possibility instead of defeat. And this is how affirmations work. They help shift your mindset from one that is shaped by fear, doubt, or negativity to one that is built on strength, possibility, and clarity. The more you repeat affirmations, the more your thoughts shift from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset, where challenges are seen as opportunities for learning and growth rather than insurmountable obstacles. As your mind rewires, your actions follow suit. You take risks, you approach situations with greater confidence, and you begin to see opportunities where you once saw limitations. Resilience is another key benefit of daily affirmations. Life will inevitably present challenges, setbacks, and adversity. But when your brain is rewired with the belief that you are strong and capable, your ability to bounce back from those challenges becomes much greater. Instead of seeing failure as a reflection of your inadequacy, you begin to see it as a temporary setback, an opportunity to learn and grow. Affirmations reinforce the belief that failure is not final, but merely a stepping stone on your journey. Affirmations also build vision. When you repeat empowering statements about who you are becoming, your vision for the future becomes clearer and more defined. Instead of feeling lost or uncertain about what's next, affirmations give you a sense of direction. You start to see your potential more clearly and understand that you are capable of creating the life you desire. Your daily affirmations build a blueprint for your future, reinforcing the idea that you are worthy of success and capable of achieving it. Leadership is often seen as the ability to guide, inspire, and influence others. Whether in the workplace, in a community, or within a family, leaders are typically the ones who stand at the forefront, making decisions and setting examples. However, the most important aspect of leadership is often overlooked: self-leadership. Before you can effectively lead others, you must first lead yourself. It all begins with what you believe about yourself, how you manage your thoughts, and how you act in alignment with your values. Self-leadership is the foundation upon which all other leadership is built. At its core, self-leadership is about taking responsibility for your own actions, emotions, and growth. It's about being in control of your life rather than letting external circumstances dictate your outcomes. Self-leadership requires you to be honest with yourself, to hold yourself accountable, and to cultivate the discipline needed to stay true to your vision, even when it gets difficult. If you cannot lead yourself through the challenges of life, how can you lead others through theirs? The first step in self-leadership is developing a strong sense of self-awareness. To lead yourself, you need to know who you are. You need to understand your strengths, weaknesses, values, and desires. You must have a clear vision of where you want to go, but also an understanding of the internal barriers that may hold you back. This awareness allows you to make decisions that align with your true self rather than reacting based on external pressures or emotional impulses. Without self-awareness, you risk leading others from a place of insecurity or confusion. If you're unclear about your own direction or unsure of your own values, how can you expect those you lead to follow with confidence? Leadership is about direction, and to give that direction, you must first have it for yourself. This means being honest about your strengths and areas for growth and constantly striving for self-improvement. Another crucial aspect of self-leadership is self-discipline. Discipline is not about rigid control, but about consistent action toward your goals. It's the ability to stay focused on your vision, even when the immediate rewards are not visible. Self-discipline is what allows you to continue putting in the work when no one is watching, and to maintain high standards even when things get tough. It's easy to lead when everything is going well, but true leaders are those who can maintain their focus and commitment through adversity. A lack of self-discipline results in a lack of direction, and this creates confusion and instability for those around you. If you want to lead others effectively, you need to model consistency and perseverance. When people see you sticking to your commitments and maintaining your standards, they are more likely to follow your example. Leadership is not about telling others what to do, it's about showing them how to do it through your actions. When you exhibit self-discipline, you inspire others to do the same. Self-leadership also means being accountable for your actions. It's easy to blame others or external factors when things go wrong, but true leaders take responsibility for their outcomes. They understand that their decisions, actions, and reactions determine the course of their lives. This accountability isn't about self-criticism or guilt, it's about ownership. When you take ownership of your actions and their consequences, you empower yourself to make better decisions moving forward. Leaders who fail to take accountability cannot effectively lead others because they are not in control of their own lives. But perhaps one of the most significant aspects of self-leadership is what you believe about yourself. Your beliefs are the driving force behind every action you take. If you believe you are capable of greatness, you will take the necessary steps to achieve that greatness. If you believe you are unworthy or incapable, you will limit yourself before you even begin. Self-leadership is rooted in self-belief. When you have confidence in your abilities and trust in your potential, you lead from a place of strength. Conversely, a lack of self-belief undermines your ability to lead others. People can sense doubt and uncertainty, and they are less likely to follow someone who isn't confident in their own path. The belief that you can lead is not just about arrogance or ego. It's about recognizing the value you bring to the table and the impact you can have. When you believe in yourself, you become a beacon of confidence, vision, and inspiration for others. Self-leadership is about aligning your actions with your values and purpose. It's about showing up every day with intention, taking responsibility for your growth, and leading from a place of authenticity. When you lead yourself well, you naturally inspire others to do the same. Leadership is not about being in charge of others. It's about being in charge of yourself so that you can serve and guide those you lead with clarity, vision, and purpose. So ask yourself, are you leading yourself the way you would lead others? Are you showing up every day with discipline, accountability, and a strong sense of purpose? If you want to lead others, you must first lead yourself. Take responsibility for your actions, nurture your growth, and trust in your ability to guide yourself through life's challenges. When you do this, leadership becomes not just something you do, it becomes who you are. Remember, great leaders don't just lead, they first lead themselves with integrity, discipline, and belief. When you master the art of self-leadership, you unlock the true potential to inspire and guide those around you. The words we speak to ourselves are far more than just fleeting thoughts. They are the seeds of our beliefs, and the beliefs we hold shape the life we live. Our brains are designed to respond to repetition, and through the constant repetition of thoughts, we create deep neural pathways that reinforce our beliefs. What you tell yourself day in and day out will ultimately become your truth. And if you want to lead a life of fulfillment, growth, and success, you must ensure that the truths you are telling yourself are empowering ones, not limiting ones. At the heart of this process is the simple but profound concept of self-talk. Self-talk is the ongoing internal dialogue that guides our thoughts, decisions, and emotions. It's the voice in your head that comments on everything you do, from the smallest task to the largest challenge. Every time you speak to yourself, whether consciously or unconsciously, those words are having a direct impact on your self-image, your confidence, and your future. When you repeat something often enough, your brain starts to believe it. For example, if you tell yourself, "I'm not good enough," or "I'll never be successful," your brain begins to accept those statements as truth. The more you repeat them, the more ingrained they become in your subconscious, forming a belief system that limits your potential. These negative beliefs can become self-fulfilling prophecies, keeping you stuck in patterns of doubt, fear, and underachievement. But the power of repetition is one-sided. It works in both directions. If you consistently repeat positive, empowering statements, you can rewire your brain to believe in your potential, your worth, and your ability to succeed. The more you tell yourself that you are capable, confident, and deserving of success, the stronger these beliefs will become. Repetition isn't just about affirming what is already true. It's about creating a new truth that serves you, one that lifts you up rather than holds you back. The key here is intentionality. Just as you would be careful about the words you use with others, you need to be equally careful about the words you use with yourself. If you consistently tell yourself, "I am worthy of success," "I am capable of overcoming challenges," or "I am strong enough to create the life I desire," you begin to believe it. With repetition, your actions will align with these beliefs. You will take more risks, push through challenges, and stand up for yourself in ways you might never have before. Your self-talk becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy that empowers you, guiding you toward the life you've always dreamed of. This process of belief creation through repetition works because of the brain's neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity refers to the brain's ability to reorganize itself by forming new neural connections throughout life. When you practice positive self-talk, your brain forms new pathways that support those positive beliefs. These new pathways make it easier for you to think positively, act confidently, and pursue your goals with determination. Conversely, negative self-talk reinforces old pathways of self-doubt and fear, making it harder for you to break free from limiting patterns. Over time, this process of repetition creates a shift in your internal narrative. Instead of telling yourself that you are not good enough, you will start telling yourself that you are more than capable. Instead of fearing failure, you will embrace challenges as opportunities for growth. This shift in mindset is the first step toward creating lasting change in your life. When you believe in yourself, you take different actions. You start believing that success is within your reach, and that belief drives you to take the necessary steps toward achieving it. However, for this process to be effective, your affirmations need to be genuine and aligned with who you want to become. If you're telling yourself that you're capable of something, but deep down you don't truly believe it, the repetition may not have the same impact. It's important to ensure that your affirmations reflect the person you aspire to be. They should inspire confidence, cultivate self-belief, and challenge any self-limiting beliefs that may be holding you back. Here's the truth: the words you say to yourself are powerful. They are the foundation upon which you build your reality. If you want to create a life filled with success, fulfillment, and confidence, you must start with your inner dialogue. Repetition, when used consciously and with purpose, will rewire your brain to support the life you want to create. So take a moment to reflect on the words you are telling yourself right now. Are they empowering you, or are they limiting you? Are they aligned with the person you want to become, or are they reinforcing outdated beliefs that no longer serve you? Remember, what you believe about yourself shapes what you will accomplish. If you want to build resilience, confidence, and a clear vision for your future, start with the words you speak to yourself. Make sure that the beliefs you are reinforcing are the ones that propel you forward, not the ones that hold you back. The truth about who you are is shaped by the thoughts you choose to repeat. Rewire your thoughts and you will rewire your life. Your words are your power. Use them wisely to create the life you deserve. The words we speak have far more power than we often realize. In fact, the language we use shapes our experiences, influences our emotions, and sets the tone for everything that unfolds in our lives. Whether we're aware of it or not, the words we choose to speak are like fuel for our energy, guiding how we feel and how we approach the world around us. The right words can ignite passion, purpose, and clarity, while the wrong words can leave us feeling drained, confused, and disconnected. When you wake up in the morning, you have a choice. You can either start your day with words that lift you up or words that hold you back. Your first thoughts, spoken out loud or within your mind, are setting the stage for everything that comes next. The words you say upon waking can either invite a sense of peace and purpose into your day, or they can invite stress, overwhelm, and negativity. This is why it's crucial to be intentional with the words you speak, both to yourself and to others. The energy you bring into the world begins with the energy you cultivate within. When you speak life into your day, you are creating an energetic foundation that will carry you through the challenges, opportunities, and moments of uncertainty that are bound to come. If you start your morning with affirmations of gratitude, power, and positivity, you are setting an intention for the kind of day you want to have. You are aligning yourself with the energy of possibility, which opens doors to new opportunities and experiences. You will find that as you speak life into your day, your actions will follow suit. You will move through your day with greater clarity, enthusiasm, and motivation. On the flip side, if you start your day with negative self-talk or words of self-doubt, your energy will reflect that. You may find yourself feeling sluggish, unmotivated, or discouraged. The words we speak to ourselves directly influence our mood and mindset. For instance, if you wake up and say, "I'm so tired, I have so much to do," or "this is going to be a tough day," you are already setting a negative tone for the rest of your day. Your mind begins to focus on the difficulties, and your energy aligns with those challenges instead of solutions. If you wake up and choose to speak life statements like, "Today is a fresh start," "I am capable of overcoming anything that comes my way," or "I am grateful for this opportunity to grow," you are shifting your energy. Your words bring focus and purpose. They align you with a mindset of possibility and abundance rather than scarcity and limitation. Your energy becomes lighter, more expansive, and more aligned with what you want to attract into your life. The right words don't just shift your energy, they also ignite your passion and purpose. Words like I am excited for today or I am ready to make a difference infuse your day with a sense of excitement and drive. Passion is often born from words we say to ourselves, and when we express that passion, we can fuel our goals and aspirations. Passion, fueled by the right words, gives you the momentum to push forward even in the face of challenges. Purpose, too, is shaped by the words we choose. When you say, I am on a mission, I am here to make a positive impact, or every step I take brings me closer to my goals, you are aligning your energy with a deeper sense of meaning. Purpose guides your actions and decisions. It gives you a reason to keep going, even when the road gets tough. By speaking words that affirm your purpose, you strengthen your resolve and enhance your ability to stay focused on your bigger vision. Clarity is another gift that words provide. When you speak with intention and focus, you are giving yourself the clarity you need to take decisive action. Clear words like, I know what I need to do today, or I am clear on my goals, bring focus to your thoughts, eliminating confusion and doubt. This clarity empowers you to make decisions quickly and with confidence. The more clearly you speak, the more clearly you will see your path forward. The impact of our words extends far beyond the initial moments of the day. The energy we create with our words ripples outward into every interaction, influencing how we show up in the world. When you speak life into your day, that energy is contagious. You will notice that others respond differently to you. You will attract people who are energized by your positivity, and opportunities will begin to flow more effortlessly into your life. The energy you create with your words becomes the energy that surrounds you. It's important to remember that the words you speak don't just affect your mood in the moment, they create lasting impressions on your mind and body. Negative words create tension and stress, while positive words reduce anxiety and foster a sense of calm. When you speak life into your day, you are sending powerful messages to your subconscious, reinforcing the belief that you are capable, worthy, and destined for success. These messages, when repeated consistently, begin to shape your reality. As you move through each day, be mindful of the words you use. Speak life to yourself, to others, and to the situations you encounter. Speak words that ignite your passion, clarify your purpose, and align you with the energy you want to carry throughout your day. When you choose to speak life, you are not just shaping your day, you are shaping your entire life. Remember, your words are powerful. They have the ability to create the energy that drives your actions, your emotions, and your outcomes. Speak life and watch as your world begins to align with the energy you put into it. In conclusion, the words we speak are not just a reflection of our thoughts, they are the very foundation upon which we build our reality. The way we speak to ourselves and others shapes our mindset, energy, and actions. Repetition of empowering words can rewire our brain and create beliefs that propel us toward success, while the wrong words can limit our potential and keep us stuck. By choosing to speak life into our day, we can ignite passion, purpose, clarity, and confidence, leading us toward the fulfillment of our dreams. Remember, you have the power to shape your day and your future through the words you choose. Speak words that uplift, inspire, and empower. Let your inner dialogue reflect the greatness you are capable of, and watch as your life begins to transform. Thank you for taking the time to listen today. I hope this message encourages you to be more mindful of the power of your words and to speak life into every moment. Keep pushing forward, and may your words always guide you toward the best version of yourself.